is 9:30, and the March meeting of the Wood County Board of Supervisors will come to order. Clerk has taken roll. We have a quorum. At this time, I would ask Supervisor Kimmel to come forward for the invocation and ask the body to remain standing afterwards for our Pledge of Allegiance.
Good morning, everybody, on what is a hard-to-believe day in the same state we were in last week at the same time when you couldn't get anywhere. But thanks for being here this morning. Please join me in the invocation if you're so inclined. Heavenly Father, we seek your blessings on the task before us this morning. Bless those efforts with clear insight, our deliberations with wisdom, our work with clarity and accuracy, and our decisions with impartiality. Today, may we be open to the ideas and beliefs of others and respectful of our differences. May we be patient and understanding as we discuss and debate the issues before us, and may we find common ground and strength in compromise, enabling us to move forward with the shared vision of a better community. Amen.
Amen. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Supervisor Kimmel. I would also like to, on behalf of the board, extend our heartfelt condolences to Supervisor Hokamp on her loss. Which takes us to February's minutes. Hamilton, second by Fire. We have a motion on the floor and seconded to approve the February minutes. Is there any discussion, additions, or corrections? See none, all in favor of that motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you, that motion passes. Excusals for today, Supervisors Winch and Zaleski are excused. Resignations, we have none. Appointments, the City of Wisconsin Rapids Joint Review Board for TID District Number 8 will be the Wood County Finance Director. Is there any discussion regarding that appointment? If none, I would entertain a motion. Mr. Hamilton, second by LaFontaine. We have a motion on the floor and seconded to approve that appointment. Is there any discussion? See none, all in favor of that appointment indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Thank you. Public comment. Is there anyone here wishing to make public comment at this time? Public comment from anyone? None. Unusual. Okay. Acknowledgements and recognition. We have none today as well. That gets us into the package. On page 7, and the referrals you see there have been passed on to proper committees. On page 8 through 15, we have executive committee minutes. Page 16, we have, oh, I'm sorry, Supervisor Clendenny.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On page 12, these are draft minutes, but I just like to let people know that the motion was made about having an October board meeting. The resolution states different, but the minutes say at 6 p.m. on October 6th. We're not going to meet that Sunday. No. It's going to be the 15th.
I see it later on.
Yeah, me too.
Page 16, we have the administrative coordinator report. County clerk, pages 17 and 18. Finance director, pages 19 through 31. Human resources, 32 through 35. IT department, pages 36 through 39. Maintenance director's report, 40 and 41. Treasurer's report, page 42. And that brings us to our first resolution. I think the first three, we can, without objection, we can take together. Is there any objection to doing so? See none, I will ask the clerk to read those.
Okay, you're going to bear with me as we work through this new system, right? Because I show you patients every week or every month, so you're going to show me little patients back, right? All right. So this will be resolution number 19-3-1 to amend the 2019 budget to include monies that were amended in resolution 19-2-6 to the wrong function for microwave replacements. Fiscal note, no additional cost to Wood County. The monies were amended to the wrong function. The transfer totals $225,000. On page 44 will become resolution number 19-3-2 to amend the 2019 Land and Water Conservation Admin budget function for additional expenditures not anticipated during the original budget process. Fiscal note, no additional cost to Wood County. The source of funding is from the no-till drill revenue account. The adjustment to the budget totals $11,155. Page 45, item 1-3 turns into resolution 19-3-3 to amend the 2018 snowmobile maintenance budget for additional expenditures which were not anticipated during the original budget process. Fiscal note, no cost to Wood County. The source of the funding is increased revenues from the state snowmobile grant program. The adjustment to the budget totals $7,081.81.
Motion by Hampton, second by LaFontaine. Great, okay. We have a motion on the floor and seconded to approve the first three resolutions. Is there any discussion on those resolutions? Any discussion? Seeing none, please vote. And those resolutions pass unanimously. Thank you. First test of the system is successful. That brings us to our fourth resolution on page 46, brought by the Executive Committee, and I would ask the clerk to read that.
Patience. This is resolution number 19-3-4 to direct the Planning and Zoning Director to pursue the rezoning of vacant county land on 17th Avenue in Wisconsin Rapids to enhance its saleability. Fiscal note, there will be a rezoning application fee of several $100s, but that cost will be more than offset by the increased value of the property by rezoning.
Motion by Bry, second by Hamilton. We have a motion on the floor and seconded to approve the resolution. Is there any discussion regarding that motion? Okay. Supervisor Clendenny.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I voted no on this resolution. I think since seems like we're in the solar business, I think that would be an excellent place to put up one of the solar smaller farms and probably generate electricity for the highway department. Another thing is, why should we spend another $300 so we can sell it to the city? And I know it states it right in the resolution. Because the laws have changed and now maybe the city council will need more people to vote opposed to it in order to turn it down. I think that's the wrong. I think we have it up there. There's $125,000 we have invested in it. We had it for sale once, and that was 7.7 acres. And I don't know why we got to ripen this up for the city and spend more money. We had the mitigation of the water, whatever you call it. But why are we doing this? Why are we in the real estate business? Let's turn that into, let's be the #1 county to turn it into a solar field and show that we are in the solar times. Thank you.
Any other further discussion on the motion? Any other further discussion on the motion? Seeing none, please vote. And that motion passes. Thank you. On page 48, there is a map of that 17th Avenue property showing the new delineation, I think, of the wetlands. Brings us to page 49 for our fifth resolution brought by the Executive Committee, and I will ask the clerk to read that as well.
This will be Resolution 19-3-5. To tax deed eligible property, authorize the tax deeding of property in compliance with Section 75.14 of the Wisconsin statutes. Fiscal note, the taxes, special charges, delinquent utilities, special assessments, publication fees, and tax deeding expense totals $107,925.95.
Motion by Fisher, second by Hamilton. We have a motion on the floor and seconded to approve the resolution. Is there any discussion regarding that resolution? Seeing none, please vote. And that motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Page 52, our sixth resolution brought by the Executive Committee. I would ask the clerk to read that.
Okay, this will be Resolution 19-3-6 to accept offer of sale of tax deeded property. Fiscal note, the offered amount minus the real estate taxes and the tax deed expense incurs a loss of $4,410.08.
Motion by Hamilton, second by Mr. Light. We have a motion on the floor and seconded to approve the resolution. Is there any discussion? See none, please vote. Motion passes 17-0. Page 53, Health and Human Services meeting minutes. Page 55, Veteran Service Commission minutes. Health Department minutes on pages 56 through 59. Human Services reports on 60 to 63. County Veteran Service Officer report on page 64. Public Safety minutes on pages 65 through 69. Civil Service Commission, page 70. Coroner's report, page 71. Humane Officer reports on pages 72 through 77. Sheriff's Department reports, pages 78 through 90. Seed minutes on pages 91 through 110. Golden Sands RC&D minutes, pages 111 through 120. Land and Water Conservation, pages 121 through 125. Planning and Zoning reports, pages 126 through 138. UW Extension 139 to 142. And that brings us to our seventh resolution, brought by the Seed Committee. And I would ask the clerk to read that.
This will be Resolution 19-3-7. Approve a zoning amendment to the Town of Marshfield zoning map. Fiscal note, no cost to Wood County. The Town of Marshfield is responsible for any cost associated with administering their town zoning ordinance.
Motion by Mr. LaFontaine, second by Mr. Flair. We have a motion on the floor and seconded to approve the resolution. Is there any discussion regarding that resolution? Supervisor Bry.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just wanted to clarify what's going on here. The Town of Marshfield Board rezoned this parcel about 30 or 35 years ago, but there was never a certified survey map done, and it was never recorded with the county. So this is just basically a cleanup. The guy did survey maps to delineate what's going on there, and then there's a commercial building on there that's being rezoned to commercial, and then there's two new properties for residential construction. So this is basically confirming that it is rezoned with documentation.
Any other discussion on the motion? Seeing none, please vote. And that motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Pages 144 through 180 are the particulars of that zoning amendment as referred to by Supervisor Bry. Pages 181 through 84. Excuse me, on page 147, I missed a resolution. So we go to page 147, resolution brought by the Seed Committee. I would entertain a motion to
You'll have me read it first.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
Read that first. So this will be ordinance number 19-3-8 to rescind and recreate the Wood County ordinance number 704 shoreland zoning. Fiscal note, none.
Now I would entertain a motion. Supervisor Bry, second by LaFontaine. We have a motion on the floor and seconded to adopt the resolution. Is there any discussion regarding that resolution? Any discussion? Seeing none, please vote. And that motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Now my numbers are probably screwed up.
Nope.
185, okay. Pages 181 through 84, we have minutes of judicial and legislative. Pages 185 through 217, department reports for the Judicial and Legislative Committee. Our last resolution brought by Judicial and Legislative Committee, and I will ask the clerk to read that.
This will be resolution 19-3-9 to direct that the county board meeting for October 2019 be held in the evening. Fiscal note, none.
Motion by Hamilton. Second by Fisher. Sure. We have a motion on the floor and seconded. Is there any discussion regarding that motion? Vice Chair Roser.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So there's been a lot of discussion about evening meetings. I've been on this board for several years, and we've attempted to have evening meetings with exactly what this resolution says, to increase participation. So I'm always glad to see if it works. You know, I'm always welcome. I mean, the city councilmen that sit here on this county board, they can tell you about participation in evening meetings at the city level, and I'm not sure it makes any difference, but I'd like to see it make difference. And so if you know people that are interested in coming to a county board meeting, we need to spread the word that we're going to have this opportunity at 6 o'clock on this date for people to come to the county board. And I'd love to see a room full of constituents to hear what goes on and to listen to the business that we transact on their behalf. So I'm just standing up to encourage people in October to invite their neighbors, friends, and everybody else to come to our county board meeting that evening, and to get the public to put it on your calendar and come participate in the process. Thank you.
Supervisor Zerflu.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Attendance at meetings, evenings, mornings, afternoons, the vice chair is correct. It's the issues that bring the people, not the time. I have no problem with an evening meeting, just to see how it goes. But Tuesday, we have our CERT committee meeting at the village. It starts at 5. So I will not be here for that meeting. Could we move the time to 7 or something like that so I could attend? And I know Supervisor Hamilton in the city of Nakusa meets that night around that time also. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Supervisor Clinton.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll make a motion to amend the resolution to set it at 7 p.m.
Thanks.
We'll take this day away from
We have a motion on the floor to amend the original resolution and seconded. Is there any discussion on that amendment? Any discussion on that amendment?
Can we do that?
We can probably do a voice vote. Without objection, we'll do a voice vote on the amendment. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. No. Thank you. 16. Are you ready for the original?
Oh, I'll find it somewhere in here, sure. Yes.
Okay, and we have changed the time to 7.
Yeah.
We will now vote on the amended original resolution, changing the time to 7 p.m. Discussion. Supervisor Ashcraft.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I only speak for myself, and I shouldn't really put myself in front of the rest of the people, but I do have trouble driving at night, and I'm sure there's other older people that do too. So I wouldn't be able to attend the night meetings because of the fact that I'd rather be safe at home than get in trouble on the road. So thank you.
Supervisor Clinton.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As I served on the board, that 9 months out of the year, we had it at night. That was in the summertime. We changed that several times, but now it still is that way in Waushara County. And the other times we had it during the day, which started at 9 o'clock. And I'm going to tell you, it did not make one bit of difference in who run for the office, who attended the meetings. As was indicated before, it's what the issues are. They will send somebody. It didn't get younger people on the board. It didn't do any of those things that the board thought it would do. And so I'm voting yes on this. Thank you.
Any further discussion on the motion? We are voting on the amended resolution now with the time change to 7 p.m. Seeing no further discussion, please vote. And that motion passes 14-3. Thank you. FERC committee minutes on pages 219 through 222. Highway Commissioner 223 to 225. Park Hudson Forestry, pages 226 to 230. Macmillan Library minutes, pages 231 and 232. And South Central Library System Board of Trustees minutes, 233 to 234. That brings us to the end of today's packet. I'm assuming that makes up for last month's meeting. We're equalizing the time spent at the county board. Is there anything else that needs to come before this board today?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On your desk, you will notice the blood drive that is coming up on April 16th. We encourage all county board supervisors to come. We ordered special long needles, and they're extra wide, because we heard that you can't get blood out of a county board supervisor, but we're going to prove it wrong. So if you guys are interested, please let my office know, and we will get you scheduled. And we do have some early morning times still available, so if you're interested in that, and there will be some prizes that we give out as well, so it might be worth your while.
Supervisor Ashbeck.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We did have a fair board meeting last night, and we put on 4 new members. We had some designations and some of this and that happening there. But we're going to try to get some grants to the farm property deeds, that's some money left, and one is an education grant, and to bring in all the good things in Wood County and to have education purposes, and one they want to pick up some kind of a transport to all people into the fair, and the city of Marshfield is encouraging to try to get a partnership with it. So, but it's supposed to all be coming from grants through this Farm Technology Day. So thank you.
Supervisor Plymouth.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We are in kind of the final stages, or at least the initial final stages, of putting together the Counties Association annual conference breakout session agenda. So if any of you have any ideas, get those to me as quickly as you can as we finalize those. Those of you who attended the legislative exchange, I think you probably found that was the best one that has ever occurred. I think you'll find the same thing with the conference this year as we're putting that planning together right now. It's going to be an outstanding conference, outstanding lineup. So if there's anything you'd like to really see as a breakout session, try to get that to me as soon as possible, and we might be able to work that in. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Supervisor White.
I'm District 19, so I think this envelope for Flower Fund went everywhere it was intended to go. Okay, doesn't have to go any farther.
You just keep it.
Yeah, I already made change. Oh, in there.
Anything else that needs to come before one last time? Anything else that needs to come before this board? Supervisor Marion.
Motion to adjourn.
Is there a second? Second by Monte. We have a motion on the floor and second to adjourn. All in favor of that motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
We stand adjourned.